Hello everyone and welcome to my video lecture series. Okay, so today we are going to start with a topic which is called as ecological succession. Okay, it is a part of ecology and we're going to start with it. For all those people who are seeing this video and who have yet not subscribed to my channel, kindly do so. And I would also request you to press the bell icon so that whenever I upload new videos, you will know about them. Okay, anyway, let us start with today's topic, which is called as ecological succession. Okay, now please remember that whenever you are studying topics based on ecology, it is very important to know different terms. Okay, ecology has got many different terms, and if you understand the meaning of those terms, then you can write answers related to ecology successfully. Okay, especially for the theoretical answers. Okay, so don't try to mug up everything in ecology. Just try to remember the important concepts, and if you know the meaning of those concepts, you can write them in your own words. Okay, anyway, first of all, what is the meaning of ecology? Okay, for all the people who don't know what is the meaning of ecology, the word I am writing over here, what is the meaning of ecology? See, basically ecology is a science, or it is a study, because whenever we add the word logy, that means it is the study. For example, biology is the study of living things, correct? So ecology is basically the study of the interaction which is happening between the living organisms and the non-living organisms. Okay, so the interactions which are happening between biotic and abiotic factors, that study is called as ecology. Okay, and ecology is basically the study which is taking place in the ecosystem. So let me write down that word. The next word is going to be ecosystem. So ecosystem is basically the system which is made up of both the biotic and the abiotic factors, or the living and the non-living things. Is this clear? Okay, so the study of interaction between living things and non-living things, or the living things and their environment, that study is called as ecology. Okay, I hope this part is clear. Okay, so now let us start with the first thing. So first thing that we have to study under ecological succession, so I'm going to rub this off now. The first thing that we have to study is called as succession. What is the meaning of succession? I'm sure you must have heard this word several times. What is succession? So succession is basically things which occur over a period of time. Okay, for example, the best example of succession is, just imagine your school days, right? So you were in kindergarten first, then you were in the first grade, then in the second grade, then in the third grade, fourth grade. So with each grade, what was the one factor that was very, very important? That factor was time. Okay, each standard or each grade, you were supposed to be there for 1 year, right? Then the next year you were in other grade or other standard. So it is called as succession. For example, after kindergarten, the next successive stage is first standard. After first standard, the next successive stage is second standard. So how can we define succession? We can actually define succession as a spatial pattern. I will write it down over here. SPATIAL. It is a spatial pattern, okay, which increases or changes with respect to time. Now, first of all, what is the meaning of spatial pattern? See, here the T is silent. So it is not spatial pattern, it is spatial pattern. Now, spatial means anything which is related to space. Okay, so whenever something occupies space, it is called as spatial. So anything which has got to do with space is called as spatial. कोई भी चीज जो जगह ले रही है, space occupy कर रहा है या space के साथ है, उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं spatial. I hope this is clear. So it is basically a pattern which increases or changes with respect to time. So over here, please remember, time is a very, very important factor. Okay, and it is not that the succession is going to occur very quickly. Succession occurs over a large period of years, thousands of years, millions of years. Okay, so that is the meaning of succession. Something which is happening over a period of time is called as succession. Is this clear? Now when we talk about the ecosystem, right, the ecosystem is made up of the environment, the non-living factors and the living organisms. When we talk about the ecosystem, suppose if we talk about a particular area, then in that area there are organisms which come first. Okay, so suppose if I write down over here species number 1. Okay, now this species number 1 is the first species to stay in a particular area. Let me write down over here. Let us say we are studying about area X. Okay, this is a particular area. Now this area is completely barren. What do you mean by barren? There are no organisms, there are no living things over there. It is completely empty. It is not occupied by biotic features at all. Now in this area which doesn't have any organisms, the first organisms which enter that area or which come to stay in that area, these organisms we have denoted as species 1. These organisms are also called as pioneers. Please remember this, Pioneers. So what are pioneers? Pioneers are basically the first species which enter an area which is inhabitable. What is the meaning of inhabitable? Inhabitable means that area doesn't have any living organisms. So the first organisms which come to stay in that area, they are called as pioneers. Pioneers means that the first people or the first organism. Okay, so the first organisms, the first species which come to stay in that empty area, they are called as the pioneers. Is this clear? Now what happens is, as these pioneers stay in that area, they stay in the ecosystem, then they begin to get habituated, acclimatized, okay, to the surroundings, and then what happens is they begin to reproduce. So with reproduction their numbers will increase, so they will begin to proliferate or multiply, the number of organisms will increase, then slowly what will happen is many new species will be formed over here. Are you getting this? So what is the function of pioneers? See, when the pioneers arrive, the conditions to survive are very difficult because no other organism has stayed in that place before. Are you getting this point? Okay, so pioneers have to do all the hard work of making the environment conducive for survival. And once when the pioneers survive, then slowly they change their environment so that other species can also come and grow and multiply. Are you getting this point? So what happens is the pioneers come, then because of evolution and because of arrival of new species, there are a number of species which arrive. So what happens is, over a period of time, new species keep on accumulating in that area. Okay, and a time comes when a climax community is reached. Okay, so what is happening is, I will show you in this diagram. I am having the pioneers which are the first species over here. Then what is happening is, after some time when the pioneers have established themselves, then suppose now in this area there are 2 species which are staying after some time. Then again after some time 2 species get converted into 3 species. Okay, 3 species get converted into 4 species, and now finally, so please remember, with each species the complexity is increasing. Each species is more advanced. Each stage of succession is much more advanced than the previous stage. I hope you are getting it, because evolution is also occurring. Finally what is going to happen is, after this stages of succession, there is going to be a final stage which will no longer evolve. Okay, and this stage is called as the climax community. I am going to write over here, climax community or the climax species is the species which does not evolve further. It is the most complex bunch of organisms which are staying together. Okay, for example, if we talk about the evolution of mammals, then we are the most complex mammals or the most developed mammals, so we form the climax community. If you want to talk about the evolution of living things, then the first living thing was a single cell, okay, and it was a prokaryote. So that prokaryote, which was the first form of life, that was the pioneer, and we are the climax community. And from that one cell to the multicellular human beings, in between there have been many stages. All those stages are these intermediate stages which I have shown over here. I hope this part is clear. Okay, so I hope the concept of pioneers is clear. I hope the concept of climax community is clear. Okay, it is very important to understand that pioneers are the first organisms which have arrived in an area where no organisms were present before, so they have to do all the hard work. Then slowly they grow, they multiply, they make changes to the environment, they make it habitable, so more species will come, and over a period of time more and more species will come. So there will be stages, each stage will have more organism, more species, right? And finally you will get a stage which cannot grow more further, and that stage will be called as the climax community. It is the most advanced stage. Is this clear? Okay, so this entire thing I can show it as ecological succession. Okay, so if you want all these steps from pioneers to the climax community, all this together can be called as ecological succession. Okay, so over here, this part, the first part, which is having two species, it has succeeded after pioneers. Similarly, three species part has succeeded two species. So every time succession is occurring, each successive part is much more advanced, much more developed, much more fitter than the previous part, and finally you have the fittest group called as the climax community. So I hope you are understanding how this evolution is occurring, and all these steps are together called as ecological succession. Okay, so now we have to define what is ecological succession. So what I am going to do is, I am going to just scroll sideways, okay, and we are going to define what is ecological succession over here. So how will we define the word? So we can write down that it is the gradual and predictable change in species composition over a period of time in a given area. Is this clear? So this definition is very important. Okay, this definition can be asked in the exam, it can be asked in the entrance exams, theory exams. So you have to know what is the meaning of ecological succession. Ecological succession is basically the gradual is slow process. See, ecological succession is not happening in a period of 1 week or 1 month or 1 year. It is going to take thousands of years for ecological succession from pioneer stage to the climax community stage. So that is why it is a gradual or slow process. However, it is a predictable process because it is going on continuously. It is not going to stop in between. Okay, and that will cause a change in the number and composition of species over a period of time. Please remember, time is a very important factor over here, and that is going to happen in a particular area, that is called as ecological succession. So we have defined ecological succession. So up till now, which terms have we seen? First of all, we saw what was succession. It is a spatial pattern, okay, which is controlled by time. Then we saw what are pioneer species, what is a climax community, and now we saw what is ecological succession. I hope this is clear. Okay, now guys, please remember that this ecological succession which is happening, it is happening because of number of steps. Okay, it is not that there is one single reason which is causing this ecological succession to happen. So let us see which steps are causing this ecological succession to happen. So I'm going to write down the steps causing ecological succession. Okay, steps causing ecological succession. Okay, now these steps have not been described in your book, however I'm just going to tell you the meaning of each step. So first let me write down the step. The first step is nudation. The second step is called as invasion. The third step is called as assasis. Fourth step is called as aggregation. The fifth step is called as competition. Sixth step is called as coaction. Seventh step is called as reaction. So all these steps have been given, and the last step is called as stabilization. Now all these steps are responsible for ecological succession. Okay, I will explain all the steps to you. The first step is called as nudation. What is the meaning of nudation? See, nudation comes from the word nude. Nude means something which is barren, something which is uncovered. It also means that an area which is not having any organisms. Let us take the example of a lake or any water body. It is not having any living organisms. Or the example of land which is not having any living organisms, then that step is called nudation, where no species is living in that area. After nudation, what happens is the pioneer species are the first species to arrive. So what they do is they invade that area, they occupy that area. So that part is called as invasion. So invasion is the part where the pioneer species enter that area. They are the first living species which have come to that area to stay. Then next is assasis. Assasis is when the pioneer species get used to the conditions, they get used to the environment, and they begin to multiply, they begin to reproduce, and they are successfully staying in that area. That step is called assasis. Now when the pioneer stage becomes very comfortable with the environment, then new species come in. So many new species together come. That step is called as aggregation. Okay, aggregate means a sum total of many things in that same area. Many species begin to develop in that area. Then what happens? Because of many species, there is competition. There will be competition between two organisms for the same thing. For example, in a given area, if lion and tiger both are present, they will compete for the same prey. So competition will arise. Then there is something called as coaction. What is the meaning of coaction? Coaction means that in that given area, the action of one species will affect the other species. Okay, for example, if in a given area human beings and wild animals are staying, and because of action of man, what happens is those wild animals are being affected. So that is called coaction, where action of one species affects the other species. Reaction, everybody knows, one species will do something, there will be a reaction from the other species for that same thing. So that is called reaction. Finally, what will happen is over a period of time, all these species will continue to live together and a stabilized ecosystem will be formed. All these communities will stay together. That is called stabilization, and that is when your climax community will be there. Okay, there will be no further production of species, there will be no further complexity which will increase. Okay, so everything will remain like that, there will be no further evolution. That is called as the climax community, and that will arise because of stabilization. So I have told you, I have explained all these 8 steps. I hope these steps are clear, and all these 8 steps are important for ecological succession or for the conversion of pioneer stage to the final climax community. I hope this is clear. Also remember that when this ecological succession is happening, some organisms may find the environmental conditions much more favorable, so their populations will increase. Whereas some organisms will not be able to survive in the environment, their populations will decrease and they may become extinct. Okay, so that will always be there. Some organisms will always have a large population, some organisms will have a very small population. So all the animals that have become extinct or which are no longer there, they have become extinct because they were not able to survive the environmental conditions. And all the organisms whose population is huge, they have been able to modify their environment, or they have been able to basically compete with the environment and live with the changing environment. That is why their population is large. So please remember, in ecological succession, all species are not having the same number of organisms. Some species will have a huge population, some of them will have a medium population, some of them will have a small population, and some of them will become extinct. It will depend on how well the organisms can tolerate their environment. Is this clear? Okay, now coming to the next part. So again, I am going to draw the diagram which I had drawn of ecological succession. So over here I am having the pioneer species, right? This is the first step, correct? This is the invasion step. Then what happens is, after the pioneer species, let us say in the next succession stage, I have got the pioneer species. Okay, so that I am going to write as PS. So I have got the pioneer species and I have got another species which is called as species A. Then the next stage of succession is where I am having pioneer species, I am having species A, and also I am having species B. The next step is going to be, I am having pioneer stage, I am having species A, I am having species B and species C. Alright, and let us say that the next stage which is going to be there, that is the stage of the climax community, okay, where no further evolution will take place. So climax community, I can say that all these species are staying together, that is called as the climax community. Okay, now if you see ecological succession, then ecological succession is made up of two main stages, the pioneer stage and the climax community stage, and in between them are the intermediate stages. See, all these stages which are there, okay, these stages are called as intermediate stages. What are intermediate stages? These are the stages which are present between the pioneer stage and the climax community stage. These intermediate stages together, they are also called as seers. SERES. So suppose if I give this stages Roman numerals number 1, number 2, number 3, then stages 1, 2 and 3 are called as seer stages, or they are called as seers, or they are called as intermediate stages. They are present between the pioneer stage and the climax community stage. So they are forming a gradient. Okay, so if I compare this first stage with pioneer species, then this first stage is advanced compared to the pioneer stage. Second stage is much more advanced compared to the first stage. Third stage is even more advanced compared to the second stage. Finally, climax community is having all the species staying together. It is the most advanced stage, correct? So each of these stages individually, they can be called as a seral community. So this stage can be called as a seral community. Similarly, this stage can be called as a seral community. Similarly, even this stage can be called as a seral community or seral stage. So what is the meaning of seral stage or seral community? These are the intermediate stages present between the pioneer species and the climax community species. Okay, together all these seral stages are also called as seers. So seral community 1 plus seral community 2 plus seral community 3 are together forming seers, or you can call them as seral community 1 or Saral stage 1, 2 and 3. Is this clear? So what are Saral stages? So there is the pioneer stage. In between there are many stages of evolution called as the Saral stages, and finally there is the climax community. So I hope the hierarchy or the order is clear. First the pioneers will come, then the Saral stages will come, and finally the climax community will come. Is this clear? I hope this part is clear. See, normally what happens is when we are talking about ecological succession, what is happening with each stage? Ecological succession is occurring because each stage is coming after the previous one, which is much more advanced, much more complex, right? So what is happening is in each stage the number of organisms will increase, because if you see this first stage, Saral community 1, it is having 2 different species. Saral community 2 is having 3 species. Saral community 3 is having 4 species. So with each Saral community stage, the number of organisms, the number of species is increasing. Okay, so stage 2 will have more species and more organisms compared to stage 1. Stage 3 will have more organisms and more species when compared to stage 2. Also please remember, in each stage the biomass is also going to increase. Now I have written down a word over here, biomass. What is the meaning of biomass? The simplest definition of biomass is it is a sum total of the weight of all the living organisms in that area. Okay, so when we are talking about this ecological succession, we are talking about the change or increase in the composition of organisms in that area, right? So in that area, the total weight of all the organisms present together is called as the biomass of that area. Okay, sum total of the weight of all living things in that area is called as its biomass. Simple. So obviously the organisms will increase, the species will increase, so the total weight of all the organisms will also increase, and biomass will also increase with each Saral stage, and it will be maximum in which community? Climax community. I hope this part is clear. Okay, so with that we have completed which terms. We have first seen what is community, we have seen what is succession, then we studied about the pioneer species, then we studied about the climax community, we studied about the intermediate stages called as the Saral stages, we studied about the events which occur in ecological succession: nudation, right, invasion, excesses, aggregation, competition, coaction, reaction and stabilization. All these steps give rise to the conversion of first stage into the last stage, correct? And then we have finished with this part. Is this clear? Okay, now the next part in today's lecture is going to be 2 types of ecological succession. Okay, there is one part called as primary succession and there is another part which is called as secondary succession. So what we are going to do is we are going to start with the next part. I'm going to scroll downwards. So ecological succession can be divided into 2 types. Okay, there is something which is called as the primary succession and there is something which is called as the secondary succession. So this is the last part of our lecture for today. Okay, and this is a very easy concept to remember. Now let us start with the first part which is called as primary succession. So I hope everybody is now clear about what ecological succession is, what the pioneer stages, climax community stages, Saral stages, what all those are. Okay, if you want, if this is asked in the paper, you can explain all this with the help of any examples that you want. Okay, now let us start with primary succession. So I am going to rub this off. Okay, now what is the meaning of primary succession? So primary succession is the type of ecological succession in which in a given area a species enters for the first time. Okay, suppose if there is an area and in that area a species comes for the first time, then that type of succession is called as primary succession. So before that species there were no organisms which were there in that area. Okay, Are you getting it? So the organisms which come in that area, they are called as primary, they are called as pioneers. Then pioneers will give rise to several stages, several stage will give rise to climax community. Okay, so whenever an area which is not which is not occupied by organisms, which is completely barren, okay, which is not having any life, whenever in such an area organisms first enter, okay, and they give rise to ecological succession, such a succession is called primary succession. So what is important is, in primary succession there are no organisms which are living before that primary succession started. So the organisms which come in that area for the first time, they are called as pioneers. Please remember. Okay, so I will write down over here, it occurs in an area which was not having any living organisms. So that area was never having any living organisms, and for the first time a new species has come to that area which is called as the pioneer species, and then you know it will give rise to several community and climax community. This type of an ecological succession is called as primary succession. Okay, examples of primary succession, if you want, I can write down volcanic islands. Okay, so volcanic islands are the islands which have volcanoes. So best example of volcanic islands is Hawaiian Islands. I will write down over here. I'm sure everybody has heard of the Hawaii Islands. So Hawaiian Islands now have many organisms. There are even people staying there, right? People go there for vacations. But at one point, Hawaii Islands was full of volcanoes, and they were active volcanoes. So the volcanoes were erupting and no organisms were there. But what happened? As soon as the lava cooled down, the lava formed rocks, stones. Soon those rocks were converted into soil. Plants began to grow there. Then species began to come over there. So this is the example of primary succession, where before the first species that came, there were no other species. That is called as primary succession. Another example of primary succession, you can write down about a newly formed water body. Okay, for example, a newly formed pond or a newly formed lake. A lake, an area which was not having water at all. Suppose if water accumulates in that area and forms a pond, then there the first organisms which will come, they are also going to form a succession which is called primary succession, because those organisms are the pioneers. There was no life before that in that water, so that is again an example of primary succession. So primary succession occurs in areas where there was no life before. Is this clear? And then enter the species which are called as pioneer species. I hope this is clear. Please remember, primary succession takes a very long duration. Primary succession occurs over millions of years. So I'm going to write it down over here. I'm going to write down primary succession occurs over a very long period of time. Please remember, it is not happening in a period of 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years. It is happening over a period of thousands and millions of years. Okay, so man, we are formed over millions of years. Okay, that is an example of primary succession. A single celled organism was the first organism formed on the earth. It gave rise to multicellular organism, complex organisms, and now human beings are there, but that is after millions of years. So please remember, primary succession takes a lot of time. Why? Because take the example of land. So first of all, soil is not present from before. Soil is normally formed by the breaking down of rocks. The process is called as erosion or weathering. So there is physical weathering or chemical weathering, biological weathering. So rocks break down to give soil, but that process itself takes thousands of years. So the rocks will be broken down into soil, then in the soil the plants will grow, organisms will come. So that is going to take a long period of time. So primary succession takes a very large amount of time. It is a gradual, as I told you, but a predictable process. It will keep on happening. I hope this is clear. Now let us come to the next part, which is called as secondary succession. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub this part off. See, this topic which I am teaching you, it is a very theoretical topic, so you have to remember the terms which are important. Okay, don't try to by heart anything. So the next thing is going to be secondary succession. Now what is the meaning of secondary succession? Now secondary succession occurs in an area which was once inhabited by organisms. Okay, so there was an area which was once full of organisms, but because of some reason all those living organisms have died. Now that area has become barren, and after that area has become barren, over a period of time new organisms have come to that empty area. This is called as secondary succession. So now those new organisms which come in the barren area, they will not be called pioneers, because they were not the first original organisms to enter this area. So secondary succession normally occurs because of activities like activities of man or natural activities. For example, forest fire. Because of forest fire, all the trees have been burned down, all the organisms have died, or they have left or fled that place, so that area is completely barren. Forest fire. Or you can say floods. Because of floods, all the animals, organisms living there, all of them are dead. Okay, or any other calamity like cyclone. So all these natural calamities can cause an area to become barren. All the organisms which are staying in that area, they die or they are destroyed because of certain reasons, and then that barren area is once again having new species which enters that region, and these new species start the secondary succession. These species are not called as pioneers. I hope you understand. So I will write down over here, secondary succession occurs in an area which was inhabited by organisms at one point of time. So at some time that area was full of organisms, but because of some reason all the organisms died, and then in that barren area new species comes. That species will start a secondary succession. Now what do you think? What will take more time? Primary succession to occur or secondary? Obviously primary succession will take much more time. Why? Just imagine, if I am talking about secondary succession, the soil is already formed. Because the previous organisms, they have already done that hard work. They have converted the rock to soil. So the soil is already present. Okay, or in the case of water, suppose if there is a pond in which all the organisms have died because of pollution or anything, and then that polluted water flows away. Now there is clean water, new organisms will come, but that water body has been there. So secondary succession doesn't take much time. Okay, so I will write down over here, occurs over a lesser period of time compared to primary succession. See, secondary succession will not take millions of years. It will not even take thousands of years. In some cases it might just take months or weeks or hardly years. For example, a forest fire causes all the organisms to die. Then when the forest fire subsides, new trees will grow. It will not take much time for the trees or organisms to grow. Other thing is, a farm is present, but because of crop burning or because of some other issue like droughts, all the crops have dried, but soon there will be new crops over there. So that is again example of secondary succession. So please remember, secondary succession doesn't take much time. Primary succession takes millions of years. Secondary succession occurs in an area which was once full of organisms, but because of some reason those organisms have died. Primary succession occurs in an area which was never having any organisms at any point of time. So the organisms which first come in primary succession, they are called pioneers, whereas in secondary succession, the organisms which enter the barren area, they are not called pioneers. Is this clear? Okay, so with that we have completed both the primary succession and the secondary succession. Okay, now one more thing that I have to tell you is that we have already studied about these stages. We have studied about the several stages. Okay, so I will come to this diagram again, if you can see this, and we have studied how these intermediate stages give rise to the climax community. Now my question to you is it possible, suppose if I say that a community is in the climax stage, okay, suppose if I say that an area is having climax community, then is it possible that that area will go back to the stage before that? Is it possible that the area having climax community will go back to the stage having Saral community stage 3? Can it happen? Can the reverse process happen? Just think. So ideally the answer is no, because evolution is going to occur only in one direction, and with evolution the organism number, species number, biomass, everything is going to increase. So you cannot go back to the previous step. However, because of natural causes or man-made activities, there is a possibility that a previous Saral stage is achieved. Just think. Okay, again I am going to give you the example of a man-made activity. Suppose if the climax community has been established in a forest, and what happens is, in that forest most of the trees have been cut by man. So what happens is, many of the organisms will die, they will leave that area because their habitat is being destroyed. So there is a chance that the climax community, which is having all the species, all those species will not be present. So the species now which are remaining, they will belong to the previous community. Are you getting this point? Or say there is a forest fire, not all animals are dying, but some of the organism plants are dying. So climax community will not be there because all species are not present. So in case of natural calamities or man-made activities, there is a chance that the current stage of ecological succession is replaced by the previous stage. Or just imagine that there is a huge destruction of everything and all the organisms are destroyed except pioneers. Then we come back to the first stage. So normally you cannot reverse the stages from climax community to pioneers. However, in the case of natural calamities or in the case of man-made activities, for example deforestation, industrialization, okay, all these activities can cause the ecological succession sequence to reverse. Is this clear? So with that we have completed this part of ecological succession. There is going to be one more lecture on ecological succession. We are going to explain ecological succession with the help of plants more properly, okay, because there are two types of succession in the case of plants that we will be seeing in the next lecture. So this was just an introduction to ecological succession. In today's lecture, which important parts have we come across? First of all, we studied what is succession and how it is a spatial pattern, how it is related with space, because new organisms will come, they will occupy more space, so it is a spatial pattern and it occurs over a period of time. Time is a very important factor in ecological succession. We studied that. Then we studied about the stages of ecological succession. First species which come, they are called as pioneer species. They have to undergo a lot of hardships because they have to acclimatize and adjust to the conditions. Are you getting that? Then comes the Saral stages, or all the Saral stages together, they are called as seers, as I have shown in the diagram. The climax communities, each Saral community is much more evolved, much more complex, having much more organisms, species and biomass compared to the previous Saral stage. And finally all the climax communities will give rise to the Saral communities, will give rise to a climax community, and climax community is the most advanced or the most developed community. It will not undergo further evolution. Okay. Then we studied about two types of succession: primary succession, secondary succession. What is primary succession? It is the succession which is occurring in an area which is never inhabited by any organisms at any point of time. So the first organisms which come there, they are called pioneers. Secondary succession is a succession where that area was once full of organisms, but because of some reasons all the organisms are dead and now new organisms are coming. They are not called as pioneers. Primary succession takes thousands or millions of years. Secondary succession occurs over a very less period of time comparatively. I have given examples of both succession where they occur. So with that we end our first lecture on ecological succession. Okay, so guys, if you like this lecture, please leave a like, leave a comment, share this with your friends. It's very important. There might be some people who are not knowing about these videos. Share it with them, and finally do subscribe. Okay, and that will help us grow. I am saying us because this is a community, right? So it will help us grow. Do subscribe, and thanks a lot.